So, Big Daddy, that's what you just call me? That's what they all call me, Big Daddy T. Oh, man, dude. So how's everything going, Archie?
Waiting for the countdown, Tom. Waiting for the countdown for our guest.
You know what, man? Guys, this is the first time we've done this is the first time I've done a podcast live at 8:30 p.m. I'm not going to say I'm not shy a little still. I still get the butterflies when we do these things, man. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Hey, you know what I want people to be able to do is I want people to ask questions. If you got any questions for myself, Tom Owens, or Archie Tovar, or maybe you got a question for Mason Fowler. How can they ask questions, dude? You hear me, big dog?
I'm going to post it.
Yeah. So how can people ask questions?
On Facebook and YouTube.
No, but that we could get like during the show. Well, if you guys are listening to the show live on Facebook, you can always private messenger me on Messenger.
Click on comments.
Okay, on comments? Okay. On this little comment deal right here? Ah. Okay. One of the brightest stars in Jiu Jitsu and submission grappling.
I miss.
Oh my goodness, dude. This has been a wild week, man. Dude, I got more training in this week than I've had in the last year. Although we're live right now, guys, the show's actually going to start in 5 minutes. Just about 5 minutes flat. Although we're live right now, guys, the show's actually going to start in 5 minutes. Just about 5 minutes flat. Although we're live right now, guys, the show's actually going to start in 5 minutes. About 5 minutes flat. What's up with those delays? You hear me, Arch? Archie, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me, Doug?
Go to private.
We already got James Delson says he'll be back in 5 minutes. He's going to get a beer. I got a beer right here, and I got one ice cold beer for this show.
Tom, go to the private chat.
Private chat? Okay. There. So when people ask questions, it comes right up on the screen right there.
Yes.
Okay. Guys, if you're listening, man, give us some questions from time to time.
Carlos Hernandez says, I hear you, dog.
Carlos Hernandez, what up, Big G? That's a cool dude right there. That's a little beast right there. Used to train at Team KO. These live late night podcasts we might have to do every once in a while. 2 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun. What do you think of that little Oriental rave beat?
When's your next training session?
You know what, dude? I'm going to probably go pause. I'm thinking probably, what time do they train on Saturdays?
$10 a.m.
Carlos, the next training session, man, for me is only God knows, bro. I wake up in the morning with the spur of the moment. But old T.O. wants to compete again in 2021 in Jiu Jitsu. So I'm going to try to get myself at least like 3 days a week training. And I'm going to make Elite, a Visalia Elite team will be my like home base. But I'm friends with everybody, so I'll be training. I'll train with Mark Dela Cruz. I'll go to Trifecta with Marion Renault from time to time. A garage at my buddy's garage where I got some mats. If anybody wants to get a private or semi-private with Tom Owens and just learn basic jiu-jitsu or maybe like rolling and falling or basic striking. I don't just do jiu-jitsu. I like to practice, basic boxing and kickboxing. But in that garage, we do basic jiu-jitsu, just basic Gracie jiu-jitsu, basic fundamentals, positioning, basic defense. If you got kids that you want to train, but maybe they don't want to go into a gym with a bunch of people, or maybe you don't want to go into a gym and pay a monthly fee. You just want to pay like from time to time, a little private fee. Cheap. It's cheap with Tom Owens. And I got a couple cool dudes right there with a couple kids too. You got a youngster, a teenager, or a youngster that wants to learn a little something. Dude, my body, man, I'm sore, but feel so good today. Getting my mind clear.
We're waiting for Mason to dial in.
It's all good. Mason's a busy dude right now. He's Victor Gallegos. What's up, bro? Thank you for tuning in, Victor. Good to hear from you.
You see the bottom, Tom?
Yes. Private training sessions. All you got to do is hit me up on Facebook Messenger. It seems like now in today's world with today's technology, you can just about hit anybody up. And hey, not only for training, guys, but I'm seeing a lot of posts out there lately of suicide awareness and PTSD and people. Hey, man, and I've been there. People that you're going through it and you just need someone to talk to. Hey, a lot of people need people to talk to and they don't have anyone to talk to. Myself, I'm always available. All you got to do is send me a message. It could be at any time of the day or night. And if I don't get back to you like right away, I will get back to you. I'm sure Archie the same way, Archie Tovar. Hey, man, we're all about helping people. We're not just about this. One of our things is helping one another. Right, Archie?
That's right, Tom. Hey, let's just get on the air. You want to, and we'll wait for Mason. Mason should be getting...
Archie, this guy right here, James Navarez, he's a real good buddy. He's an old training partner. He's really knowledgeable in computer editing. And I was talking to him last night, and I want to have a meeting with me, you, and him.
On that note, heck yeah.
You might be interested, man. James, how you doing, bud? Dude, I'm stoked. I'm stoked for this show, dude.
Yeah.
So stoked.
Any minute.
Any minute now.
Hey, we gotta show Mason this message.
Which one? Mason is always late. It's all right, Victor says. Hey, normally I'm the one that's running late, man. I'm known for being a few minutes late, dude. That's just part of my deal. Part of T.O.'s deal right there. Sometimes I don't show up at all. Except for this. I show up, pretty known for showing up to this. Good, bro. Working and watching. James, dude, I was trying to get you to go roll that yesterday morning, man. Hey, after missing all that time in jiu-jitsu off the mat, 3 days straight I went. Like the third day yesterday, I finally felt pretty decent, man. I kind of felt almost like my old self, like a little bit. I think I actually got a couple taps in.
There you go.
On some lower belts, though. The upper belts just destroyed me.
Yeah.
Did I mention, man, that I got tapped out by a woman like 3 or 4 times this week?
High level.
You know what? High level, and that's what I love about. Yeah, he's on Brazilian time, Felix Escobedo. How you doing, Felix? You know what? It's all right to be on Brazilian time, dude. What is time anyways, man? Time is just numbers on a clock, bro. Right?
Time is now.
Dude, the time is now, but time really, man, like, you know what I noticed, dude? When you're having fun, time flies by, and sometimes when you're not having fun, it doesn't go by too quick.
Yeah.
Or when you want it to go by quick, it doesn't. But when you're not even thinking about it, and you're like either working hard, training hard, or at work, or just you're doing something where you're paying to have fun for the time, that shit flies by, man. Right?
Yeah, it does.
But when I'm at work, bro, like at Costco, when I'm over there fucking working, it'll be like that last hour, bro. That last hour will feel like 5 hours. Come on, man.
Hey, now.
Come on. Oh, so who do you guys got tomorrow with Mr. JC Lamas?
We have a MMA girl, MMA from the Distrito Federal from Mexico City. She's at Combate America. She's 4-0 in Combate Americas.
Oh.
I don't think JC knew this, but this gal, I was looking, she actually beat one of our hometown heroes.
Oh, shit. Which hometown here? Who did she beat?
In 2017 in Los Angeles.
Who did she beat?
Sheila. No. Was it? Oh my gosh! I got either it's either Sheila or oh, they're gonna
Karina?
get mad. They're gonna get mad at me. Let me check.
Get it right, bro.
Hold on. Yeah, I better get it right.
Get it together, Arch.
Corina. It's either Corina.
Karina Herrera.
But this girl, she gave a loss to one of our Valley girls. So.
Uh-oh. Hey, it's bound to happen sooner or later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I take a loss from time to time. Just seems to make me better. As long as I don't give up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people don't like to admit. Hey, some people get all hurt when I was younger, man. When I took a loss, dude. Hey, that shit would be like a girlfriend breaking up with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll let it would affect me for some time.
Yeah, no, she beat Sheila. And this girl's name is Lisbeth Lopez Silva.
Okay, all right.
All right, Mason. Should I call him?
You know what? He's probably on the road driving, man. Probably on the road driving, dude. Carlos, are you living in LA or what, bud?
I think it's confirming that story with Lisbeth Lopez Silva versus Sheila.
James Navarro says, "Tell the story. What story are you referring to, big guy?" I gave a lot of people loss, Tom. I gave a few people. I think I've lost more than I won, though. It's cool with me, though. He's on now. Carlos says that he's on Hawaiian time now, so there must be a difference between Hawaii. The Hawaiians are even later than Brazilians. You're saying?
I think it's a 2-hour difference.
Oh, the loss to Ron's wife.
You're being exposed.
Hey, I've been exposed, bro. Hey, Ron's wife, she's cool, man. Hey, she rolled me up, no joke. I don't even think she was really trying that hard, dude, to be honest. I'm not kidding, man. She has that S mount like Ron. Where, hey, when Ron Halsey gets the full mount on you and he climbs up into that high S mount, there's not a lot you can do. Except prepare to die.
Getting submitted makes you humble.
Oh, yeah. I'm already humble, though, so what else is to do? Dude, I tap quick and early nowadays, bro. Hey, one thing I got, though, hey, this new school style of jiu-jitsu is pretty evolved. The jiu-jitsu game is so different now. It's highly evolved. It's a lot different than like basic Gracie jiu-jitsu foundations. So the old school style of jiu-jitsu that I have, these techniques, like a lot of these new young bucks, they don't know them. You know what I mean? They don't know like some of these basic sweeps and some of these real basic guard passes. And
the basic fundamentals from the different Brazilian powerhouses like Tinguina, right? He brings his spider guard.
The spider guard, not too many of them use it in there. Not too many of them use it. They do use lassos a lot, though. Like they'll use a spider guard to set up a lasso hook, like in your arm, which will lead to various sweeps and submissions. You know who's good that rolled me up? Cliff Sabro.
Yeah, he has some slick sweeps.
Dude, he got me in a bicep slicer like fucking 5 times yesterday, dude. Before I finally caught on to it.
After the 5th one?
Dude, my bicep was feeling it today. He wasn't like cranking it or nothing, but he was locking it in.
Any little pressure after 5 times, you could feel it the next day.
I know, man. But dude, I'll tell you what, getting back on the mat, dude, it's some of the best. If you guys never trained jiu-jitsu or been on the mat or any martial art, but jiu-jitsu really, it's some tremendous therapy, man, for the mind. It's so good, dude. Just so good for the mind. And you could be having a hard day, or maybe you're going through some ex-wife issues like myself, or just a bad day at work or whatever, or depression or anxiety. Some of you guys that I talk to online a lot, I talk to a lot of like ex-military vets and people that have been through some stuff that are going through some stuff like mentally. Hey, find a jiu-jitsu gym. There's a bunch of them.
So therapeutic.
It's so therapeutic. Hey, and you could be depressed or I deal with anxiety, man. Like I never did when I was younger, but lately it seems like I do. And I'll tell you what, when you leave the gym, especially after you get rolled up and worked over multiple times, like even in a 1-hour class, like with drill technique for technique and then live drills for maybe the first 30 minutes. But then the last 30 minutes was just straight 5-minute rounds. So 5-minute rounds for 30 minutes. Hey, especially if you're not doing the winning. Hey, you come out of there, just like Victor Gallego says, feels hella good after a tough day. You're right. After a tough day, dude, even if it's the beginning of a day, like my last few days have been early morning sessions. Hey, and when I left all 3 days exhausted, but like a calmness over my mind. You know what I mean? Like a nice calm feeling. And then the rest of the day was good, man. Rest of the day was chill.
Hell yeah.
Good way to start the day or finish the day.
With jiu-jitsu?
Yes. It doesn't have to be jiu-jitsu. Hey, like last night I had a private lesson with one of my old coaches. It was just all we worked was some upper body clinching, like some Greco-Roman type of clinch, mixed in with some striking, like basic kickboxing striking, but more hands than anything. But even that, hey, it could be freaking Tai Chi, it could be yoga, it could be any kind of training. But martial arts, man, it's not just about fighting and beating somebody up. There's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah, it's very, very cardiovascular type workout as well, right?
Yes. Whole different type of cardiovascular too. Hey, I run all the time, and I can run. Running's one of my favorite things to do, like long distance running.
Great.
And I run quite a bit, and the running will do the same thing too. And I think my cardio is good, and then I get on the mat and roll with some dude for 5 minutes. Especially like I said, when you're the guy getting worked over. And you're really trying to like get out of a position. You'll feel it after 5 minutes. You're breathing.
Yeah. Hey, so this guy Craig Jones. We hope to be talking about with
we need a guy. I'd like to wouldn't mind getting him on here.
Yeah. So he's from Australia. Yeah. This guy's coming to compete across the sea to compete against Mason, to get his ass whooped against Mason. Well, tapped out, right?
Yeah, and Craig Jones is, make no mistake, I might be wrong, but I think he might be a black belt under Renzo Gracie. I'm probably wrong on that. You can fact check me. But that dude, Craig Jones, is one of the best in the world, too. He's no joke.
Yes. Well, he was the number one guy when Mason went up against him.
There you have it. And they fought before, didn't they?
Yes, they're set for a trilogy now.
They're set for a trilogy. So Craig Jones beat him by points the first time, or how'd that work?
It was a guillotine type of choke.
Oh, okay.
Off the mat, like at the edge of the mat. Like it kind of could have been called off the mat or something, but they kept it going, and that dude just it was a choke.
There was a little controversy.
Yeah, I don't think so, but
no.
I like to kind of stir it up,
I like to stir the pot a little. Yes, sirree. Well,
So he's fashionably late, I guess, right?
Hey, dude, I've been later. Put it that way. Oh my goodness, dude. I'm fashionably late for work a lot of times.
Yeah.
Still outwork half the people though.
Well,
what can I say?
Let's see here.
Mason isn't coming.
I sent him a text.
He'll be here. Victor, he'll be here. Trust me. Hey, Mason is a serious dude, man. He reminds me, and this is I'm not just joking around. He reminds me of myself when I was young and when I was like super addicted to. You could ask James and some of these guys here. Hey, I used to travel like 3 days a week out of Visalia and leave Central Valley to go to find the good training. You know what I mean? And sometimes that would mean 3 hours on the road to train for 2 hours and then have to drive 3 hours back. Well worth it.
Yeah, well
worth it. Dude, that's how you get good, man. If you're not getting killed here in the Valley, like by your training partners, and you're training for something big and you want to get to be one of the best in the world in the cage or in a jiu-jitsu competition, whether that be IBJJF or whatever it is, it could be submission wrestling, whatever the deal is, Muay Thai, boxing, whatever. Hey, you got to go and find the sharks, man. You got to find that pond where you're swimming in the pond of sharks.
That's right.
Okay, yeah. The highest belt in Visalia at the time was a blue belt. That is a fact. We had a bunch of killer, deadly blue belts running around here. Hey, a blue belt back then was like a black belt now. What do we got?
No, you're good. We get kind of carried the show. It's kind of cool. People they're running back and forth and cut a lot of interaction. And it's actually worked out well.
Hey, so we're 30 minutes late, guys. Oh man. At least you can hear me mumble around.
Okay, so we would have to get off.
You guys realize that this podcast, we're just in the early stages of it right now. This is episode 106, which is nothing. You know what I mean? I didn't know if it would go past episode 10. I say this all the time, like I didn't know how far we'd get with this.
Okay, so we got a call from Mason. He'll be online with us here in a bit.
There we go. Carlos says, all right, my boys, God bless you all. I'm going to have to catch the recap tomorrow. Stay safe. Carlos, it's good hearing from you, dude. I miss you, man. I hope you're doing good wherever you're at, but I hope you're still training.
All right, Carlos.
Come visit me sometime, dude. We'll go out for a little beer, or we'll get some lunch or something. Or maybe you could come roll me up on the mat. I got some mats in our garage, guys. Hey, if you're the kind of guy, I'll say it again, that doesn't like to go into a dojo with a bunch of dudes trying to rip your arms off, hey, and you want to get some good rolls in, I got the mats in a private little garage with some cool ass dude.
Nice.
Yes, it is.
Those are the best rolls.
Hey, some of the best rolls. I'm not kidding. And we just train raw basics, dude. It might just be something raw basic. And sometimes we just sit there and talk, maybe pray a little bit, because my man he's a Christian. And sometimes we just talk about the Lord.
Here we go, Tom. We got our our guests.
Oh, here we go.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, there he is. How you doing, sir?
Doing good, man. Sorry I'm a little late. I just got done from training. I was making some food real quick.
Hey, you're fashionably late, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody said at first you were on Brazilian time.
Yeah,
and then the guy, and then about 10 minutes later, he said you were on Hawaiian time.
Man, dude.
Hey, that mustache is coming in, bud.
Yeah.
I like that. That's that Tom Selleck.
Yeah, you know what's funny is that I just like did it as a joke, like coming out the shower, you know what I mean? And my
I
girlfriend
respect it.
hated it. She was like, why did you do that? Like, you look so creepy. And as soon as she said that, I was like, oh dang, now I'm gonna keep it.
Now it's on. As soon as that came out, that's how our minds work.
Yeah, and plus, like, I'm not trying to look cute for any girls or anything. I'm like, I got cuffed up, so it's whatever. I'm just gonna have fun with it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're already on lockdown.
Yeah, I'm on lockdown. Who cares? Who cares?
That's right. Like? So Archie, should I introduce the show or what?
Yeah, Tom, go ahead. I'm looking for that video so we can turn off that audio in the background. There we go. All right, now we're on. We're live. Hey, Mason, what's happening?
What's up?
What's up?
Mason, you know Archie, right?
Yeah, that's my man. We got a couple things we're working on too.
Yeah.
So, work out. We got couple little projects in the works.
Good. That's good. Projects are always good to have in the works, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Little action. Yeah. Well, guys, we'll get
go.
this thing going. I'm gonna crack open a beer if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, I'm about to take a couple bites of my freaking protein pancakes, man.
There you go. I have some protein.
Go ahead. Let's do this.
And Jack. Cheers. Cheers, folks. Everybody that's out there watching or anybody that watches in the future. Damn, dude. This is the first time we've done a show at 8:30 p.m. Normally we do it early in the afternoon, but we got more people. We got more people watching live on this one, so we might start doing some of these late ones from time to time.
It's crazy. I made you guys do it late, and then I didn't even show up. That's messed up, huh?
Bro, that's what I do. That kind of stuff all the time. It's all good, man. Fashionably late Brazilian Hawaiian time.
Yeah, we've been training. Our academy got shut down, so we've been training. I don't want to say where, but it's a good little drive away, you know. So, yeah. So I'm not getting back until like 4, and then take a little nap, and then eat, and then right back to. I just did a wrestling practice with a high school wrestling team at 6 o'clock, 6 to 8. So, man, it's just been a long.
Good, brother. In an undisclosed location.
Yeah, we got this. We got this wrestling team, and they have some college guys too.
Man, I mean, just any 2-hour workout. When you put the word wrestling in front of that workout, wrestling 2-hour workout, like oh shit, that's a grind. So tell us a little bit about your workout earlier, man. How was that?
Yeah, it's just it's good too. I like going with smaller guys, like even the high school kids, man, because these kids have been wrestling for 10 years. They're black belts.
Oh yeah, they're little savages.
They're little savages, but then also they're not going to hurt me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I can just scramble with them. Like I'm not trying to like just beat up these kids. I'm like letting them get in, and I'm trying to be technical and defending, and then I'm getting in on them, and I'm trying my best not to use strength. I'm probably using more strength, but I'm trying not to, and it just really helps. It helps with the movement, and it helps with the technique too, because they keep scrambling, and you got to keep moving with them.
Oh yeah,
and those young bucks, man, they have endless energy.
Yeah.
If you're not careful, go ahead, Tom. Intro.
Yeah, let me just introduce the number of the episode real quick, so we stay on track with it. It's episode 106, guys, of the HAMMERFIST podcast, brought to you by MMAFightPass.com. A lot of things are changing. We're in rapid evolution with this with the idea of MMA Fight Pass. It's not just a podcast; it's a company, and we're working on all kinds of different stuff. Archie Tovar, the producer, in constant flow of keeping this going. So, episode 106 of the podcast. It's the 37th episode of this virtual podcast that we're doing with the technology since the whole COVID, the vid-19 started. So welcome to the show, guys. If you watch it later, hey, these shows are great to listen to, man, when you're driving or you're in a workout or you're out running or whatever. If you don't watch it live, it's all good. If you do watch the shows, though, guys, do us a favor, like it and share it for us. That's how we grow, and we're just trying to grow. I'm still new to this whole technology thing. I don't know how to get a bunch of likes and shares and stuff. Some of the videos we do, they get thousands of views. Some of them get 50. I don't know what I'm doing, what I'm doing with this except for talking in front of a camera to cool ass people. So anybody has any ideas or details, you can hit myself up or Archie. We're always up to learn this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Tom, you got to post a picture of your butt, and you'll get thousands of
That's
likes.
it right there.
That's it.
Hey,
Social media today.
if I do that, all they're gonna see is 2 avocados, bro, hanging below. The one's like an avocado and the other's like a fucking little wrinkly walnut.
Yeah.
This is
It doesn't make any sense at all, dude. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Here's our homie.
There he is. The man with the snakes.
Literally, right? Literally.
Yeah. This guy's a big fan of Mason. Are you guys buddies or what?
Yeah, he actually helped me out with the sponsorship on one of my matches. So shout out High Desert Pythons. Go follow him on YouTube.
Yes, the Desert Pythons, man. Not only is Anton Hood a MMA guy, a promoter, a coach, and a good buddy, he's also raises these python snakes that are pretty sick.
Yeah, he's doing all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah, he's got his hands full, man. Probably has a strip club off to the side or something.
Yeah.
Dude, what are you eating, bro? Peanut butter?
It's a protein pancake, and then there's some almond butter in there.
Oh, it's almond butter. Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's like some
dude,
eggs and bananas, all kinds of stuff.
All right. What weight are you running around at right now, bud?
I'm big, man. I'm pushing 220 right now.
Yeah, what'd you compete at last time? And in Oregon?
So it's for the
220
absolute title, so there's no weight class.
Oh.
So I've been lifting a lot, and I picked up my calories. I'm eating like a lot of clean carbs and protein all day, and I'm trying to stay like as big as possible because it's absolute. So I mean, I can't say who my next guy is, but he's probably 230, 235. So I don't want to be like all scrawny at 205, 210, and then have a match with the big 230-pound guy.
Nah, you got to be running around up there. Yeah. Hey, so are you talking about the SUG? Does that stand for Submission Underground?
Yeah. Yep.
For people that may not know about it. Hey, that's the Submission Underground. Is that ran by UFC Fight Pass? Does UFC own that or what?
They have a streaming deal. So Chael Sonnen owns it, and then similar to like how Flow Grappling has like a licensing deal with the Worlds and ADCC and Flow Grappling. So UFC Fight Pass owns the rights to streaming.
Okay, all right. So when you're in that, when you did that last competition with this whole virus deal and everything going, is there a crowd? Was there a crowd out there or what?
No crowds yet.
No crowds.
It's in Portland, so they're still kind of locked down.
They're on lockdown. And how many of those have you done, dude?
I've done 3 of them now. This is going to be my 4th one. So the first one was a 10K tournament, and the winner got the title shot against Craig. And then I did the title shot against Craig, and then I did the rematch with Craig, and then this is going to be the 2nd title defense.
Wait, how many times total from today, dating back, have you went up against him in a competition? Twice or 3 times? Did you just say?
Well, I've been on SUG 3 times.
Oh.
And then I've had 3 matches with Craig, but one of the matches was at ADCC. So my first Submission Underground was a 10K tournament, and that was to find the #1 contender for Craig. Right. And
you're saying 10K, so did the winner get 10 grand or what?
Yeah. Just don't be telling nobody, this is just between us, right? Because I don't want people coming up to me trying to borrow money.
Keep it on the down low. That's monopoly money, folks.
Yeah.
That's what we call air bucks.
Yeah, don't tell my mom. She might try to borrow a couple dollars from me.
She might try to come up on you.
Yeah.
Little down payment for a vehicle.
Yeah.
Kind of submission. There's your submission telling right there.
Hey, I was watching your submission. It looks like you like it's not quite a rear naked choke on someone, but it's more like a strangulation.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the body triangle locked in tight enough, and you just have like a seatbelt, if you get the right angle, you can hip in and really torque on the guy's back. And I'm really heavy in my hips. Like most people that see me, they don't think that I'm 220 pounds. I get like 190 a lot. People think I'm a lot smaller than I am because I hold a lot of weight in my hips. And my legs are big, but they're not really long, and they're really flexible. So I can get a really tight body triangle, and then I can really extend guys. And before, I would always try to go over the face and lock the rear naked choke over the chin, and then hip into that, and that was more of like a neck crank with a little bit of the back. And then just for whatever reason with Craig, I was able to get a submission just kind of holding the seatbelt and hipping in. I think it might just be because of our body types, because I'm a lot thicker, and then he's a little bit more long and lean. So I think I'm able to stretch him out a little bit more.
Don't they also call you Quadzilla because of those quads?
Yeah, I got that one a couple times, yeah. That's all. Hey, it's crazy. I can't even like squat. Like I don't even squat.
Right. We got Fowler and we got Jones, which means
What
we
the
got
fuck is that?
Damn, Chael Sonnen dropped
Right
it.
now.
He's
Fowler,
popping in.
Jones,
That was
red corner, Jones.
I don't even really lift weights for my legs. Like I lift really light, you know. And
You just naturally have those quads or what?
from the Airdyne bike, I do the Airdyne bike a lot.
Oh, okay.
To condition for like before big matches and big tournaments, I like to do sprints on the Airdyne bike, and it really blows out your legs. Like you can't walk afterwards. And
Really?
since I've been doing those, my legs just keep getting bigger and bigger.
Mason, tell us a little bit about this one here. This is number what match against him? Then this is the finals to what match also? Go ahead.
Yeah, here's going for my legs. So there's no points. So I just sat back and played half guard. Oh, this is our second match. Our first match was SUG. There was no points, so I just kind of sat back and let him come on top because I didn't want him to attack my legs. And then I was playing half guard, and he locked onto my neck here. He jumped close guard. He wanted to finish the guillotine. Right here, I wasn't in any danger because I had my hand. I was actually hand fighting with his choking hand, so there was really no pressure there. And then he tried to triangle me, and I just popped my head out.
So this was also in Oregon, and this was it looks like July 12th, right?
Yeah. So we had 3 matches. One of them was ADCC. This was our second one, but it was our first one in SUG.
Yeah.
This is the one where he kind of screamed a little bit from the body triangle, and the ref stopped it. So then there was like a big controversy on whether or not the ref should have stopped it or not. And then the next match we did it again, and I pretty much used the same strategy of just playing more defensively in the regulation and then attacking him really hard in the overtime. And I was able to actually get him to physically tap from the same position.
Okay.
And Craig, he's pretty well known for a leg lock guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's him and Gordon, see there, he was like butt scooting towards me, and I was telling him like stand up and wrestle with me. Him and Gordon are like pretty much known as the top 2 leg lockers right now. So, but it's good though because I know that he's a good leg locker. So see, I like don't even let him get close. That's the problem. People wait and like he sets up these positions and then they try to defend. So I'm already like out. I'm like, no, I'm out of here. I'm not trying to play that game with you.
Yeah, people wait. They get caught up in that little 50-50 or that Ashigarami position. And then once you're in there, like you best know what you're doing if you're in that.
Yeah, and like I actually am really knowledgeable from those positions. And man, I put like so many hours into drilling these positions. But why even take the risk, you know? Like
exactly.
I don't want people to know how good my heel hook defense is. I'll rather just stay out of there.
That's not a bad idea. And what about how dare him do that butt scooting with those cheetah print shorts?
Yeah, so that's the thing too. Like a lot of people, I don't know, before like people used to always talk crap about like the butt scooters in jiu-jitsu, right? Like you used to hear that a lot. But now it's like switched, and now like not everyone, but there were a lot of people that were kind of talking crap about my strategy of kind of sitting back and trying to make him come up, you know? Yeah. So jiu-jitsu is kind of changing a little bit.
It's quite a bit, man, from back in the day. How old are you, Mason, again?
I'm 27.
27. Damn, dude, what it is to be 27 years old.
Man, I feel 47 though. I'm like, I'm feeling
bro, wait until you're 47.
Oh shit, the body.
Man, when I'm done, when I open an academy and decide to start like focusing more on business, I'm not going to be competing in like masters, or I don't know, I might not even be training.
That's a game plan in the future. Going to open up a school, huh?
Yeah, for sure. I'm just like, I'm trying to ride the waves. You know what I mean? Like to ride the wave as long as I can. And
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I figure for sure I can compete at a high level until I'm like 30, 31, and then see how I'm performing after that. I don't want to be that guy that's like older that just like keeps on like chasing the dream and it's never going to happen. Like we all know one of those guys.
Yes, we do. We do. We all know one of those guys.
Like, like BJ Penn keeps fighting and just keeps losing.
It's sad. I don't like seeing it, man. I don't like seeing it.
Yeah, like no one wants to see that.
Especially in MMA, man, you see it a lot. And it almost seems like UFC and like they feed these new like up and comers, these old schoolers. I was happy to see Alistair Overeem win this weekend. You know what I mean? Like he was another one.
Really happy for that. And
yeah,
I think that sets him up for a big fight, maybe one more than a title fight.
Dude, and how about that ground and pound of Alistair Overeem, dude?
It's so brutal. And back in the day, back in the Strikeforce days, Alistair used to use his grappling a lot more. He has really, really underrated grappling.
He's got some heel hooks, some nasty ones.
Yeah, he's got really, really good grappling. And his striking is so good. He's able to generate so much power on the feet. He turns his hips technically so well. And when you have a striker that's that good, that can generate that much power, he can generate the same power with ground and pound. You know what I mean? So yep. Alistair's, I mean, you can see when he's hitting those shots, he's hipping into them like full on stand-up punches.
Yes. That guy kicks you in the liver or knees you in the liver. Good night, sweetheart.
Yep.
Hey, you did some. You were doing some MMA back in the day. I remember seeing you messing around here in the Valley. Are you planning on doing that again in the future or what? What's the deal with that?
In short, no, probably not. But I like to think about it. I think about it probably once a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You like the submission grappling tournaments better?
It's not that I like them better, but I just from playing rugby for 2 years and then doing MMA for 4 or 5 years, I started to already like feel some of the consequences of getting hit in the head every single day. And
yes,
I don't know, man. Like you got to think about your whole life, and I think for certain people it doesn't affect them as much, but we just like didn't train smart, and we just used to spar way too hard, and you can only get hit in the head so many times before like your brain stops working.
There's consequences to it. There's definitely consequences to it.
I already started to see some of those early signs, and I felt like I had to just make the educated decision. It like killed me. It was really rough, but now I look back and I'm like, man, thankfully I was strong enough to like make that decision for myself and not because, everyone's what they're thinking is like, oh, he's scared or he's quitting or like he doesn't have it. But that really wasn't it, man. I was fully into it. But I just felt like I make that decision for the longevity of my life and my health.
Yeah. Nobody can really say anything though, you know what I mean? People have their ideas and their thoughts or whatever, but really nobody can say anything when you're stepping into a submission underground tournament for some Monopoly money. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I made way more money with jiu-jitsu than I ever had.
That's unheard of to me. That's badass, dude. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that was available.
So can you say, Mason, your mindset has changed at this point to accomplish big things in the jiu-jitsu world at this point?
Yeah, for sure.
And what are some of the things that you have that are left on your list? I know you've kicked some serious ass just recently, but there's more to be done, right?
Yeah. So like the big one's just ADCC. It would kill me if I ended my career without getting on the podium at ADCC. Nice. Because I felt like I was so close, and if I would have just gotten a call that went my way, then I would have pretty much been almost guaranteed on the podium. So man, it would really, that would be one of those things where I'm like 50, 60, and I'm like, man, I never got that medal. I got robbed or whatever. I want to just clear that out of my mind. So
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want to be old. You don't want to get older and be thinking back at that stuff when it's too late. Then the ADCC, have you competed in there before or what?
yeah, I did 2019.
Once?
Yeah.
And now what was it? Now to get in the ADCC, there's a qualifier, right?
Sorry, I lost you for a second.
Hey, to get in the ADCC, there's a qualifier that you have to go through.
Yeah, so I won the trials last time, and I talked to.
How's that work?
So they do 8 trials. It's a 16-man bracket. So they do 8 trials, and then they send out 7 invites, and then the returning champ from last year gets an automatic invite.
That's so
I
sick.
talked to the organizer, and he told me that there's no guarantees for anyone to get an invite. So he said it would be smart to do the trials. So I'm planning on doing both of them just to give myself the best chance. Because what would be even worse is not being able to even compete again. That would be horrible.
Now the trials, when you go into the trials, Mason, is it a tournament formation like it would be in a BJJ tournament where you got to go through a bracket, or just one match?
It's a bracket, but there's no belts. So some of the brackets have I think one of the brackets had 130 dudes in it. Because there's only 5 brackets. There's 5 weight classes, and it's all belts. So it's 66 kg, 77, 88, which is what I competed in at ADCC, 99, and then over 99, which is unlimited. So yeah, I'm gonna do hopefully both the trials. I'm training. The first one's coming up soon in 6-7 weeks. So that's another reason I've been doing these extra wrestling practices too.
Hey, when you do those wrestling practices, Mason, I'm sure you probably have messed around and submitted some of these kids. But when you go into a wrestling practice, are you just straight wrestling with these kids? No submissions or guard pulling or nothing like that?
Yeah.
No,
I'm wearing wrestling shoes and do it. There's even certain rules too. When the guy's turtled, you can't lock your hands from the back. So I try to make a habit to do that too, just to be respectful to their training.
Right.
But there are
you learning
things too.
Are you learning quite a bit in the wrestling room?
Oh yeah. Yep. I just started going back this week. I had a really good wrestling coach that I was working with before, and he would just come in and work with me one-on-one. And a really good friend of mine named Sean Hennebree, great wrestling coach. And he actually moved out of state a couple months ago. So one of my other friends that's a D1 college wrestler actually invited me. They have their own wrestling room, and they have a legit wrestling coach there. They got D1 guys in there that come drop in. And then they have all the high school kids too. Some of them are good too. They're like state champs, high school state champs.
That's so sick, dude. So Mason, are you born and raised here in the Valley or what?
Yeah, born and raised in Fresno.
In Fresno? Now, in BJJ, I know that for some time that you were training with Gabriel, right?
Yeah, Gabriel Fonseca.
And now you're training with Caio Terra?
Yeah.
And that guy, man, I was telling Archie a little while ago, when I was younger, 28 in my 30s or around there, whenever we would go to any jiu-jitsu tournament, here in California, dude, that guy was at every single tournament competing. He was a serious competitor. That guy he's legit.
Yeah. Even after he won Worlds, he would still compete at Naga. He would just he would be at the gym training with everyone, and he'd be like, "Hey, let's all go to Naga. It's today. Let's all go sign up." And
that guy loved to compete. Did he still compete or what?
He did a fight to win 2 months ago against a 10th Planet guy, and did really beat him pretty easily. But besides that, he hasn't competed. I don't know. I think he might just want to compete here and there, but I don't know. I think he wants to focus more on business now. I think that's more of his goal.
Understandable.
If I were him, if I had his achievements, I wouldn't be competing because
Right.
he already has
did
2
so
world
much
titles
already.
in the gi. Yeah, he has
Right.
2 world titles in the gi. He has 10 world titles no gi, which I think is the
Yeah.
record. And
Damn.
he also all at black belt adult. None of them are in masters or colored belts. That's all black belt adult. And then he also like he won American Nationals, the absolute as a rooster weight.
Yeah.
So
So it's safe to say that his I never saw him compete no-gi. I just saw him in the gi because those were the tournaments that I was going to. But is that his thing? Is that his main thing? Is no-gi?
I wouldn't say that's his main thing. I don't know. It's a loaded question because he did win. He won no-gi worlds more times, but gi worlds is harder to win than no-gi worlds. So it's not necessarily he's a no-gi guy. That's why he won it 10 times. It's just gi worlds is like so hard to win.
Yes.
I
No
think that's
joke.
one. He's just as good in. I think he's literally equally good in both. Maybe I would say maybe even more so in the gi because he's so technical. So like no gi, you can kind of like slip out of things a little bit more, but in the gi, he's so technical that it's like he traps you, you know.
Now you're living here, and you remind me of myself and some of the guys we came up with here in the valley. We had to back then we had to do a lot of traveling to go get some real good training. We'd have to leave Visalia and go up north to the to the Bay or go down south, to get some good training with black belts. What gave you the decision to go to Caio? There's all these places you could train. Obviously, you can go anywhere you want. What gave you that? What made that? You know what I mean? What gave you that decision to do that?
I mean, there were a couple things. Honestly, I didn't know anything about jiu-jitsu. Even like when I was competing at Worlds as a purple belt, no-gi Worlds, I didn't like know who anybody was. So actually, Gabriel's the one that told me about Caio. I already knew Atos in San Diego, so I was thinking about like maybe going to Atos. And then also I knew about a couple gyms in LA too. LA has some good academies.
Yes.
So then in my mind, and I talked a lot to Gabriel about it. Gabriel's like my brother too. I like talking to him about everything still. But I was talking to him, and he was telling me he had an opportunity to open a gym in Florida, and he was going to be able to make more money and actually own the gym. So he was going to have to take it. And he pretty much told me, like, yeah, you got either San Diego, LA, or San Jose, but you got to, like, make one of those 3 happen, right? So then I was at the no-gi Worlds, and this is, like, I think a couple weeks before he was going to leave. And I actually just, like, was watching a match and started talking to some of the guys from CTA. I had known of like Ben. I don't know if you know Benji Silva. He fought my teammate Evan. You guys know Evan Solorio?
Yes.
Yeah. So I was training with Evan, and he fought this kid named Benji, and so I and then I had seen Benji's name like here and there on like jiu-jitsu stuff. So the name always just kind of stuck in my head. And then I saw him at no-gi Worlds, and he's at Caio's. And so I was talking to him a little bit, and then there were some other cool guys too. And I don't know, I just felt like there was a good vibe with all the competitors. And I told him like, hey, I'll come down and train. And also I had a friend that was living in Gilroy, which is 30 minutes away from San Jose, Duran. He's an MMA fighter. So I don't know. It just kind of all the pieces kind of fell into place. I was driving down as soon as Gabriel left. I started driving down to stay with Duran, and I was just sleeping on his floor for like 3-4 days out of the week, and then I would like drive back to Fresno, stay with my parents for like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, teach a couple classes, and like do some privates and make some money, and then Monday morning I would get up and drive back, and I did that for maybe like a month or like 6 weeks, and then they offered me like to come train there, and they offered me like a room to stay in. So I just jumped on it, They offered me like a teaching job too.
That's awesome, man.
Just
So when you go,
it worked out.
yes, and those kind of things, man. When you're older, bro, you're gonna look back at those adventures. Those are like straight up adventures in life, right there.
Yeah.
Are you available for or are you for private lessons and stuff right now, or are you just in training mode?
I mean, I am, but I just I have like one person I'm working with right now, and I don't know. It's hard for me to find like the time or energy to even work with her. So I don't know. If you want to do a private, hit me up. Maybe I'll see what I can do. I'm just like, man, Kyle, I'm training so much. It's like I can't even imagine doing a private lesson.
I'm trying to get some private lesson with Josh Cisneros right now at the moment.
No, for sure. I mean, if you're in Visalia or if you're in even in Fresno and you want someone good to work with, like Tom and Josh are killing it right now.
Yes, I just got rolled up by Tom yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I send like I've sent so many of my old students and my old training partners to train at Elite. Right. Tom was always so good to me. He always invited me to train. Never like was weird about anything. Never like
he speaks highly. He speaks very highly of you, man.
Yeah, he just he always took care of me. I'll always have like a place in my heart for Tom, you know, because when I didn't have training, he always opened the academy, would like call his bigger guys to come train too, and would like help me out like as if I was one of his own students, and never asked me to like put an elite team patch or change my team to elite team, like never asked me for anything. So Tom like always helped me out. So I try to do the same too. And it's not even that I'm trying to help him out, but it's just true, man, is that like if you're in the Valley and you want to compete and you want to win, then you should be going to elite, man. If not, I mean, I know there's a lot of people that just like to train and they like the vibe, the environment, and they have a full-time job. They compete for fun. Then like, yeah, like do your thing. But like if you want to win the Pans or the Worlds at adult, then yeah, you should definitely be training with Tom and Josh. Josh is
hey,
I'm excited.
Talk about that.
Debut. He's gonna make
talk about that a little bit, bro. Because like we were just talking about it earlier, like if you are wanting to fight or compete, and you don't you think that you need to be in a room with guys that are giving you a handful or just tapping you out all the time?
Sure. And it's crazy because even like when I started training, when I would go and compete at some of the tournaments like IBJJF, I didn't know the rules because the rules aren't the same as like Grappling X. That they're so different. The advantages, the different ways that you can play the rules, knowing the penalty points, knowing what's legal and illegal. Man, I didn't know anything. And then luckily I got Gabriel, who's a seasoned competitor for IBJJF, and he's a referee for IBJJF. And so he like taught me everything. And I was training with him every day, like day in and day out. So then I really like once I got the rules down is when I started winning. Because I had like this skill, but I didn't know the rules.
Yeah.
So if you're training with other people that don't know the rules, for instance, if I sweep you and I'm on top, you should be trying to sweep me back because I'm ahead 2 points. But if you don't know that, then you're not going to be fighting me, try to sweep me, and it's just not realistic, you know?
Yeah, you got to definitely know the rules of what's going down there. You said something about Gabriel leaving.
Yeah.
So he took off out of Fresno or what?
Fonseca,
yeah, he was training at Dethrone. He was there just as a contractor, and he just wanted he had an opportunity to just make some more money, and actually owned his own gym.
I never trained with him, but I met him a couple times. Seemed like a super cool dude.
Yeah.
So where did you go?
Gabe's like the coolest guy, and like helped me out so much. Yeah. And same thing, like never asked me for anything. He would like be at the tournament with me all day. When I would compete in the absolute, we'd be there like all day through like 10 matches, and he was there all day.
And that's a true coach, just like
that's crazy because Tom would be there with Gabriel coaching me at the Worlds when I was training at Dethrone with the Dethrone patch on my gi.
Yeah,
and you Tom's amazing. And Gabriel both there coaching me.
Doesn't get any better than that.
Where do you see that in jiu-jitsu? You see two guys from two different teams, and
you don't.
They actually just care about me winning. They're not like beefing over who's my coach or who's this or who's that. Like it was cool, man. They're good people, you know.
Coaches love a guy like you, man. can see the drive and the determination. You know what I mean? Not just talent, but you have a good attitude on the mat. It doesn't seem like you're trying to hurt anybody, and you're in there to learn. You're still learning, and then you have a lot of drive and determination.
Sometimes though.
Yeah. What do you think, Archie?
Hey, well, Mason, you've been competing for a while. I had one question for you, man. Like, what are some of the toughest things that you had to overcome, to get this far? I know, people think it comes easy. I mean, you're getting paid, we don't want to say how much because people start asking for money, but, you're getting some good amount and, you hope to get more money and and you're making a living of this. What's some of the toughest things that you had to overcome, man, to get to this point? What can you tell others out there, to get as far as you are, making this a professionally?
Honestly, it's not. There's only one challenge, and it's literally just you versus yourself in everything. Like, it's 100% mental. Like, your discipline, your consistency, the excuses you make for yourself not to like train, or like the sacrifices that you don't want to make when one of your friends is having a birthday dinner and you want to go to that instead of going to training. Like, you can message my mom and ask her how many of her birthday dinners did I miss because I was at the gym training. She would have her birthday on a Thursday night, and she would ask me like, "Oh, can you come to my birthday dinner?" And I'll be like, "Mom, I want to, but I have to train." And then she'd be like, "Okay, no, it's okay. I understand. Like, me and you could just go do something on Sunday." So It's just like it's all in your mind. Your mind will like find reasons for you not to go train because it sucks when you're training day in and day out. Like, it gets boring, your body hurts, it's like miserable. So you just have to control your mind.
What about the girlfriend? She pretty understandable?
Yeah, no, she's cool. She's cool about training. She's never bugged me about training before. I mean,
she likes to go watch you compete?
Yeah, she always goes with me.
That's cool. It would
be like
a rarity right there.
If you were like dating like a football player, you're not going to tell them not to go to practice. Like, it's like it comes with it.
So how do you find your matches, Mason? Like, do you have somebody that helps you go out there and do you have a manager, or, straight up, do you have a manager, or, how do you find your next match, your next, tournament that for you to go out and keep making a living and doing what you're doing,
Yeah. So we do have, Kyle does like set stuff up with me and negotiate for me some stuff. And there's his partner, Nick, he's kind of like my boss too. He'll negotiate some stuff with me through different promoters, and like I'll send people to them to work out the matchups and the money, because you don't want to ever be the one that's like talking to a promoter about money. You know what I mean? You want to have someone else do that for you. But there's certain things too that I will do myself. Like the Submission Underground stuff, I already know what the money's already set, what I'm going to get. And they're covering already the flight and hotel. And like, I hold the belt, so I'm not negotiating any matchups. Whoever they tell me I'm going against, that's who I'm going against. You can't be the champ and be picking your matches. You know what I mean?
So, okay, here's the next question. When's your defend date? Then are you getting? When are they going to have you defend that belt?
It's October 4th. It's in Portland again, and both parties have agreed already. But I just don't want to spoil anything. I want to wait until you guys see the poster, because the poster I'm sure is going to look sick. But I will say it's a lot. Everyone asks if it's Gordon Ryan. It's not Gordon Ryan.
Okay.
But it is. It's a legend for sure. I don't know. I don't want to give too much away, but it's a legend.
Yeah, don't give it away, dude. We want to be surprised. That's going to be sick. Have you ever trained or competed against Gordon?
No. Mm-mm.
And I saw you. I've seen you on the podium in gi tournaments quite a few times. Have you done the Worlds in gi quite a few times, or what? Or the Pans?
Yeah, I've done both before. I won Worlds at purple, and I got silver in the absolute, and then I've got a silver medal I've got a silver medal at Pans, but that was like way back. That was like when Gabriel first came. It was like my first year at purple belt, I think. So I was still like kind of adapting to jiu-jitsu. It was like right when I stopped MMA. And in the final, I was up 8-0. And there was like, I think, a minute or 2 minutes left. And then the guy tapped me. I just made a stupid mistake. But I could have had that one too.
It happens. Happens to the best of us.
You learn from that.
That's sick. So when you're doing this, you got the belt for the SUG. Are you like contracted with those guys where you can't do other tournaments, or you can do whatever you want still?
No, so I'm not under any contract. I can do whatever, but they're doing. Are you guys there still?
You're good. You're good.
They're doing shows like every 4 to 6 weeks, and then also there's like the Pans and like the trials and stuff coming up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like I got offered a couple other big matches from other organizations, but they don't want to. They're not going to match the money that SUG's paying.
Mm.
So, for instance, we got offered the Craig Jones match with a different organization, and they weren't going to match the money or even come close. And then I think we got offered Gordon Ryan too, and they weren't going to match the money. Mm. So it's like, man,
make it rain, fellas.
Yeah, Submission Underground. It's a 5-minute round with overtimes, and it's one match. And I mean, I know I'm not a prize fighter, but we're still. I mean, we're out there competing for. We're all trying to make money, you know.
You're professional right now. I mean, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, so if SUG's paying me more than anyone else, like I'm going to be loyal to them.
Oh, hell yeah.
They've been good to me, so.
Hey, if you ask me in today's day that we're living in, you are a prize fighter, and everybody that's competing in that is, you know what I mean? It's especially the popularity that submission grappling and BJJ is
we're
getting.
Prize grappler.
Exactly.
If you call jiu-jitsu competitors fighters, it offends like MMA fighters. So you got to say we're like prize wrestlers or something.
There you go. We don't want to offend them. I better shut up, dude. Hey, you got any sponsors out there, big dog, that are hooking you up, or anybody you want to give some props out to?
Yeah, we got.
Here comes the list.
Yeah.
Hear it.
Nice.
Boom. Foxhound Fuel.
Oh,
let's give them the full view. There you go.
Worldwide.
Foxhound Fuel. What's that all about?
I wish I was more prepared. Oh, we got another one right here.
Let's see it, man.
Boom. Action. Specialty
Ooh.
coffee. Ambitious.
What's that called?
That's that Action Coffee right there. Ambitious.
Yep.
Roast, medium roast, folks. Pretty tasty.
For 10% off.
Is that a full bean that you grind yourself, or does it come ground up already?
No, it comes ground up. What else we got? And then we got Moya brand for your gis and your no-gi stuff. Moya brand.
Yeah, and guys, if you want a good rash guard or a nice comfortable gi that's legit for competition, Moya brand is pretty legit.
Yeah, and also like I know they sponsor me, but like they're also literally like my favorite gi. Like they make really sick design gis, and they fit really well too. They're not like those hard cardboard gis. They're really comfortable. So
right, a gi you come out of training with. Hey, bro, I'm gonna say one thing, but you're not shy to eat during a podcast, dude. I like it.
I made this huge protein pancake. I forgot I had the podcast. I knew it was gonna happen. That's why I told Archie. What did I tell you, Archie? I was like, hey, make sure you like text me or call me because I'm going to forget.
Yeah,
it's all good.
We did.
Hey, you've officially ate more. Hey, it's got CBD. Uh-oh. CBD. That's not our brand, but that's not our brand. But hey.
Medicinals. It's better than their brand. So get this brand instead.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm a big fan of CBD, so.
That's right.
I'm just playing. Their brand is probably good.
No, we're good with CBD. We're fans.
Hey, didn't you tell me, Archie, that he had something to do with that CBD that we use?
No, that Mason. No, that's no.
I'm
There's
mistaken.
a company in Fresno, Mason, that we're kind of working. No, we are working with. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Red Wave Tattoo.
Oh, I know. I saw that new tattoo. I love that, man.
Oh man. What's the company called? That tattoo company?
Red Wave Tattoo. Rico.
That's in Fresno?
Yep, he's in Fresno.
Straight up Terminator right there.
Yeah.
What about the family, man? Is your family, you got some big did they get you into martial arts when you were younger? Does your mom, like, she pretty interested in it?
No, my mom didn't do nothing to help me out. She was feeding me cake every day. Cake. Mom.
Oh, she's listening.
You know you gave me cake every day. I was so fat. And I wrestled in 4th grade for like a couple weeks, or like maybe, I don't even think a month. And then I did like a wrestling meet, and I was a real chunky kid, and I had the singlet on, and I was really insecure too, because of like my love handles were kind of like leaking out the sides. And then I like did one wrestling match, and I just got smashed, and I was so embarrassed. Like, I was half naked, just getting like pinned by this other kid. And I like cried that I wanted to quit. And then she was like, okay, sweetie, like, you can just quit. And now I'm like, Mom, why didn't you make me like stay in it? I was like a dumb, fat, like lazy kid.
Who knows? You may not be doing what you're doing today if you would have stayed in it.
I know. That's like, everything happens for a reason. Like, I might have been burnt out of wrestling by 18, and then not even gone to like MMA and jiu-jitsu. So yeah, I definitely like think that way too.
Exactly. That's how it goes, man. Well, we're gonna cut this podcast kind of short. I got to work at 3 a.m., fellas. 3 a.m. comes quick.
You know, regardless of the time, you know, that it took for you to get you on. I mean, we're pretty flexible to accommodate a podcast.
Exactly.
You know, so this is cool. Thanks for joining us, Mason. And maybe you can.
We're gonna get you back on again soon, bud. Hopefully, we can get you in the studio, because we're gonna have the studio going again. It'll be cool. It'd also be cool if you came down to Elite one of these days with me and Archie, and maybe show us a couple things.
Yeah, for sure. I want to come down and train again. Last time I came to Fresno, I like got the tattoo and I couldn't really train. But yeah, I haven't been there in a while. Ever since I was training a lot, like in the gi, and I was going to Elite a lot. But ever since I started doing the submission undergrounds, I'm doing just like only no-gi. And so I want to definitely, when I'm training for like a big gi tournament, I'll be back for sure.
Before we cut this short, hey, there's a lot of new guys out here, a lot of youngsters, and even older guys that are just getting into it. What advice, though, can you give for like a young guy that wants to compete? You know what I mean? Just all around advice, dude. Like, for a guy I got a few young wrestler kids that are getting into jiu-jitsu, and I think they have like a bright future in competition. They love to compete. What advice would you give to a young buck that wants to get into the sport?
I mean, you can't have an ego, and it's crazy because like everyone always says that, but you really don't, like, no one really understands what it means, because like when you're tired, you can't sit out. When you're like the most tired, that's when you should like grab the toughest guy, you know?
Oh, okay.
Like people are so afraid to lose in training. And I used to be the same way. I mean, I still kind of am the same way. And it's like,
I'm the same. Yeah. After 20 years, I'm still like that.
Yeah. I struggle with that every day. Like Kyle will be like pushing me to train more. And in my head, I know that, like, in the back of my head, I know like the only reason I like don't want to train right now is because I'm really tired and I could like a blue belt or something, because I'm just like so drained. But like, just put your ego to the side, go train. Like tonight,
you heard it, guys. You heard it right there.
There was like a high school wrestler that like scored a takedown on me today because I was like so tired from the noon class. But like, it didn't even affect me. It didn't make me mad. I was like, all right, whatever. Like, and then I just like, all right, I'm gonna take this little kid down now.
Hey, those losses on the mat, and in competition, they will only benefit you as long as you don't quit. The main thing is you cannot quit.
Training doesn't matter, you know. Like no one remembers anyone's name that was the best in training. So like literally, you could lose every training session, and then as long as you win the match, then it's all worth it, right? So lose every day, and then just win at the tournament.
I love it. Respect right there, guys. You heard it right there.
That's it.
All right, man. Dude, this has been awesome, dude. This has been awesome. Sorry, everybody out there. Hey, times right now, I got it. It is what it is. Everybody out there, keep pushing and doing what you're doing. I hope you guys learned something off this episode. Mason's out there. You can reach out to him. He's a local guy. He's one of our local guys, and we support our locals 110%. And we support other people too. And one more thing, man. I told it. I say I'm gonna say it again, even though it may not relate to MMA or jiu-jitsu. I'm seeing a lot of it right now, guys. People need someone to talk to because they're having suicide thoughts, anxiety, depression. Hey, you could always reach out to me or Archie, or there's a lot of other people out there. But man, don't fucking give up, dude. Don't do it. Do not give up. There's always someone you can talk to, and find something to do. Get on a mat, dude, and do some jiu-jitsu. I guarantee those feelings you had, they're gonna go away for at least a little bit, right, Archie?
Oh yeah, no,
it is therapeutical. It's therapeutical. I'm sure Mason would agree. There's no better therapy than when you get off of a mat after a hard ass workout. And then it might lead to competition. You might be training jiu-jitsu and all this stuff, and then all of a sudden one day you go, you know what? I think I want to try competition. And win or lose, you will leave the competition mat feeling good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, you get that rush of endorphins.
It's great, man. The rush of endorphins, dopamine in your brain. It's all good, man. It's just it does something for you. That really does something for you. So Mason, hey, thank you so much for your time, brother. We'll get you back on again. Hey, keep training hard, dude. Man, the last victory with Craig Jones was fucking. I don't even know you personally, dude, but I was proud of you. And just to see a local guy, one of our guys, do something big like that is awesome, man. I love it, dude. I love seeing stuff like that. Sky's the limit to you, bro. I hope you just keep on going and doing your thing. And man, when you open an academy later, me and Archie will stop in, do a little inside the dojo episode.
There you go.
For sure.
Archie, you want to give a shout out to some sponsors or what?
Yeah, well, we have our sponsor Venom Drip, right? And let me kind of get ready for that, Tom. You kind of set me up there.
See that? I set you up right there.
But you know what? We have the technology, though, Tom, to recover. Here we go.
Yeah. Mason, we'll let you go, my brother. Thank you for stepping on, dude. I appreciate it once again, man. I hit you up at the last minute. Hey, out of all the people I could hit up, I go, you know what, dude? This guy just had a big win. Let's hit him up. A lot of guys won't do it with that quick of a deal. You know what I mean? And did I just hit you up? What was it, yesterday? No, day before yesterday?
Yeah, something like that.
Day before yesterday, and homie was all good with it. So cool. Hey, I can't thank you enough, my brother. You have a good night. I hope everything's good with you and your family. And if we don't talk to you before the holidays, because they're coming quick, have great holidays and just keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you very much. Maybe me and Archie can come up to Caio Terra's school one of these times. Would be awesome.
Oh, yeah, I know. We got to go visit you at that gym. That's for hella sure.
Yeah, that'd be sick. You could body triangle Archie and fucking strangle his ass.
I'll never do my
neck crank.
Like all right, man. All right, Mason,
thanks,
you have a good night, my brother. Peace out.
Take care. Have a good night, brother. Yeah.
Everybody else, we're going to give a shout out to the sponsors. That was cool. Hey, literally, a lot of guys, man, when I hit them up with I'm a procrastinator, man. That's the bottom line. Tom Owens is a procrastinator. Sometimes I'll hit people up at the last minute, but I have all these options of all these different cool people to hit up. Like there's still a ton more, man, on my list of people that I know and have met throughout these times. But everybody has their own little attitudes and everything, and some they need time for this. This is that 45-minute show or whatever. You know what I mean? We're just here to help. You know, it's free advertisement for you and myself and Archie. Dude, it's cool as hell to talk to someone like that, for one. And we get a little bit of knowledge out of it. And hopefully, my big hope is that you guys get something out of it. Hey, this show right here, you know what it did for me today? It got me pumped up to go train tomorrow or the next day.
All right.
Right? It does. And I've been doing nothing but getting beat up on the mat. But I don't get, you know what I mean? I come off the mat feeling good. And it's better therapy than I would get going to a therapist. Like, honestly, it is. And I'm getting my family, my younger family members I'm getting them into it. And that's a big thing for me too. So guys, Venom Drip, one of our sponsors, Venom Drip. Hey, all about the locals. They have great gear. If you want some combat sports gear, like maybe a nice shirt or a hat or a rash guard, very comfortable. It's appealing. They got great designs. And the big thing that me and Archie like, they support the locals. There's our guy Anthony Torres right there. Zill Jiu Jitsu, she's on there on the website. But dude, hats, beanies, rash guards, tank tops, all kinds of cool stuff. Thank you, Venom Drip, for being our sponsor.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Venom Drip's been around with us for a couple months now, and we just want to thank them, and we're going to continue, you know, working with them, and they're supporting the fighters out there, local people, and that's what it's about, right, Tom?
That is what it's about. Supporting the locals. And we don't just support the locals. Hey, man, we're MMA Fight Pass, like me and Archie, we're getting friends all over the world, dude. We've been getting friends. And, hey, these guys that we've gotten, like, from India and stuff, I talk to them almost every day, Archie. Like, right. I do, like, through Messenger and stuff. Hey, right. And they're so friendly, man. These dudes, like, they don't have all the good stuff that we have over here, like they just don't. They don't have the nice house. They don't have the nice car. Some of these guys are training in dirt fields, barns, like the dojo's a barn. You know what I mean? And it's on dirt or whatever. But these kids train their asses off. And I'll tell you what, they got a lot of respect for us for helping them out and getting them on the show. And who knows what it could do for them over there in their spot. But I'm getting all kinds of people from around the world now hitting me up. And we're going to keep on getting these kind of guys on the show too. Nobody over here knows who the guy is. I don't care. You know what I mean? If it helps the guy and makes the dude feel good for even a day or two or an hour, I'm down for it, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is some amazing times that we're having with MMA and being able to meet a lot of people. And even though we are in our COVID times, but we're going strong.
This COVID, I'm over it. I'm over it. I got a feeling everybody's over it, and it's gonna be over with soon. But hey, any other sponsor you want to give a shout out to, Big Dog?
This is it for now, Tom. You know, we got a few people that we're working with, but we're gonna get them on the next show.
That's it right there. And guys, don't forget our new partner, our new sidekick. She had to travel out. She traveled out of town, but Grigoriev, Kaylin Grigoriev, guys. We're doing a mainstream MMA show. We're on this MMA Fight Pass. We're going to have all kinds of different shows. There's going to be different podcasts. We're open to new people too, man. If you got something, maybe a good show you want to get going, hey, meet up with us. You know what I mean? Get a hold of us. But the mainstream MMA show, hey, all we're doing on that show is we're just talking about mainstream MMA, and it's sky's the limit on this because there's a ton of MMA this weekend coming up. 2 Bellator fights and a UFC. So tomorrow night we got Bellator. Saturday there's Bellator and a UFC on Saturday night.
Yeah.
So we got a lot to talk about next week. And Kaylin Jean Grigoriev, she will be joining us
Tuesday, 4:30.
Yeah, and you know what? I was kind of when Archie told me about getting this chick onto the show and me being with, I was kind of unsure about it. But you know what? Because I didn't want somebody on that didn't know what the fuck they're talking about. But she is knowledgeable. She's knowledgeable. She loves MMA. She also trains and fights herself. So
Muay Thai with Manny Mancha kickboxing.
Yep, and we're gonna get him on the show here soon. Anyhow, Kaylin, well, we look right there, Manny Mancha kickboxing gym. We'll have Kaylin on this week, guys. So tune in, and then tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, JC Lamas, the Spanish version of the podcast.
That's right.
Man, it's blowing up quick. We're hitting a field, or you guys are hitting a field of.
We're a team.
We're a team, but my Spanish is poquito. But hey, I'm learning though. Yeah, I got guys at work that are teaching me every day a little bit here and there, so I'll be able to join in with you guys. But what I'm seeing though with what you guys are doing, hey, right off the bat, thousands of viewers. You're hitting a whole different audience, and there's a big audience in different languages, guys, all over, man. So hey, much respect to you and JC tomorrow. I'm gonna try to tune in and get in on it if I can. I'll at least hop in and say hi.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd like for you to come in and say hello, and we definitely enjoy that.
I will. So, guys, a lot of my friends out there love to speak. I'm friends with a lot of Hispanic, and they love to speak in the native tongue, man. And it's a beautiful thing. Hey, if you like that and you want to hear it too, tune in.
Tomorrow, 10:30 a.m.
Tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. So, guys, it was a late show, but this was awesome. It'll be a brutal day for me tomorrow, but it was well worth it, man. It was well worth it. So we'll do more of these later shows like this.
I think
And,
so. It may be okay. Like a 7 p.m.
Yeah.
7:30 p.m. Right after
like
dinner. Right after dinner, hook up and talk some MMA.
Exactamente, amigo.
You got it.
All right, guys. Hey, peace and love. Remember, any of you guys can hit me up. I got people already. I got people out there. Facebook Messenger. You can hit up Tom Owens anytime you want. If you just, hey, I've been there, man. I've been there in the fucking 2 a.m. in the morning, wide awake, with this thing just spinning, and then have a guy to talk to, and then feel better after.
You got it.
Simple as that. All right, guys. All right, Archie.
We're gonna
Thank
sign
you very
out.
much.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you tomorrow, Archie. Everybody else out there. Everybody else out there. We